Hey YouTubers, this your boy Amari Points here. Today I'm doing something a little different. It's not a movie review, so today I'm doing my top 10 movies of 2018. As the year is coming to a close, I decided to do something a little different and pick my top 10 movies of 2018. Sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit. I'm still trying to wake up. It's like 10 in the morning here. So, but first, I'm going to do some honorable mentions. My first one is going to be Black Panther. The second one is going to be Mary Poppins Returns. And the third one is going to be Venom. Those three did not make my top 10, and I apologize if they didn't. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for those three honorable mentions, but I'm sorry. Okay, so on to my top 10. My number 10 is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yes, so this movie is kind of like a fun comedic humor that kind of like helps us get over what happened in Avengers Infinity War. As always, ever since the events of Captain America Civil War, Scott Lang has been on house arrest, and he has to serve out his time. But little does he know that Hank Pym's daughter Hope is the Wasp, and they need his help to find Hank's wife in the quantum realm. But all in all, this movie is kind of like a real fun comedic movie with a little bit of action on the side, and that's something I think we need after all that went down in Avengers Infinity War, in my opinion. And it's just one of those Marvel movies that I think people are going to enjoy. In my eyes, you guys are going to enjoy this because there's a reason to make my top 10, because it is just a funny action Marvel movie that I think tops the first one in my eyes. At number 9 is Paddington 2. As most of you know and seen, Paddington is trying to get a really great birthday present for his Aunt Lucy, but he is somehow framed for a crime that he didn't do. So he has to find a way to clear his name and stop whoever stole the book. I can't really tell you guys who did it, but I did a movie review on it. It's in my list. It's in my video section. Check it out. Go check it out, and you'll see my honest opinion on it. And we also get a few Harry Potter actors here and there that I really think will blow your minds. You'll see which Harry Potter actors are in this movie, and you'll be shocked, in my opinion. But all in all, Paddington 2 is just a really fun, heartwarming movie that I believe is one of the best movies of 2018. That's why it made my list. You guys are going to love it, and it's a good way to wrap up your 2018. At number 8, Incredibles 2. To be honest, this movie was worth the 15-year wait. It took place right after the first movie, where the Incredibles are trying to stop the Underminer, which is perfect. They didn't flash forward or anything, just picked up right where it left off, which is really, really great. And we also get to see a lot of Frozone. He didn't really have that much screen time in the first movie, but in this one he really, really did. And the Screenslaver, she wasn't the perfect villain. I really thought it could have been more better. I really thought the villain could have been more better. Screenslaver could have had more motives. She could have had more reason to do what she was doing. but instead they just made her, I don't know, a crappy villain. I just, I mean, come on. Make a better villain, Pixar. I hope we do get a third movie. If we do, like, flash forward to, like, the future, where the Par kids are grown and moved out and gone out to college or doing something. That would be really nice to see that happen. But all in all, this movie was just a great way to kick off 2018 during the summer. It really was. I I really I really couldn't describe it in words. I am really happy that this movie came out about time. And number 7 is Tag. This movie, guys, I cannot tell you how funny it was. I was legit cracking up along with the rest of the people in my theater. You are Jeremy Renner is just great. Ed Helms, every single one of the cast, they were perfect. Jeremy Renner did not get tagged throughout this whole movie, and he did some really sick moves. I was wondering, is he a dang ninja? He must be. Jeremy Renner must be a ninja. And this is where Hawkeye probably was, playing tag with his group of friends. I mean, really. I enjoyed this movie so much that it made my top 10. I could not stop laughing. I recommend seeing this movie. Another good movie of 2018 that I really want to see a sequel to in the near future. Because, hello, it's Jeremy Renner and he's a total badass. Excuse my language, but he is. He really is. I could not stop laughing until I got out of the theater. I really couldn't. I really do hope that there's a sequel to this movie. I really do. At number 6 is The House with a Clock in Its Walls. I don't understand why this movie was getting so much hate for it. In my opinion, when I saw this with my two best friends, we enjoyed it. Jack Black and Cate Blanchett are the perfect duo for this movie. In my opinion, I loved, like, the little boy that played Lewis. He was weird, but funny weird. And his uncle Jonathan, played by Jack Black, he was just great. He was great. And Cate Blanchett as Florence Zimmerman. I loved how, like, they had that little special comedic bond that they shared throughout the movie. It was just perfect. It was really perfect. This movie made my top 10 because I loved how, like, there was magic throughout this movie and a lot of really action scenes, and Tarby was just a jerk. But I'm hoping they do make a sequel to this movie because I heard there were like 3 books. There were like 3 books to this movie, to the franchise, and I'm hoping they do. I hope they do the other 2 books because that would be interesting to see. And also, what I can tell you, the graphics in this movie were perfect. I enjoyed, like, the special chemistry that Lewis and his uncle Jonathan had, even though it did seem a bit off at first. It was still interesting and enjoyable. And guys, my top 5. We're almost through. My top 5 movies of this year. So at my number 5 is the Illumination movie, The Grinch. Benedict Cumberbatch was perfect as the Grinch. He really brought some of his Doctor Strange humor to his character, and it really tells the story of the Grinch in a perfect way. we also get to see some of his backstory on why he hates Christmas. It was a whole lot more different. It was a whole lot more different from the past Grinch movies. And Jordan Peele made a few comedic appearances in this movie. I can't tell you what his character is, because you guys are going to see that for yourself if you ever get the chance to see it. Yeah, but this was a really heartwarming movie. It had a few flaws here and there, but still, it was definitely worth checking out. It really was. I enjoyed seeing this movie myself, and a lot of comedic stuff in here. At number 4 is Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. So, this movie takes place 6 years after the original Wreck-It Ralph, and they're trying. Ralph and Vanellope are trying to get a will to fix their game, to fix Vanellope Von Schweet's game. We see a lot of. We also get to see Ralph go into the internet along with Vanellope. It was just great. We saw a lot of familiar cameos, including the Disney princesses. That was just perfect. It was the same original cast. Sorry, I am still tongue-tied here. It was the same original cast of the original Disney princesses, and that was just like a dream come true, seeing all these Disney princesses together in the movie. But we also get to see Vanellope in this go to this online game called Slaughter Race, which she loves, and Ralph does not want her to leave because they're best friends and they always thought they would be together. But you can learn a valuable lesson from this movie, that you have to learn to let your best friends go and let them follow their dream, because best friends don't need to have the same dream. That's what I learned from this movie. And it was just a heartwarming, tearing movie, and also a funny movie as well. And stick after the end credits, guys. You'll be shocked. You'll literally be shocked. But like I said, I learned a valuable lesson from this movie, that best friends need to go after their dreams, and they have to be supportive of each other. That's one of the main lessons that I learned from this movie. And now, guys, my top 3 movies of 2018. We're almost done. We're almost done, guys. My number 3 movie is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I saw a few weeks ago. And that movie was just perfect. It was a great it was a great superhero movie to wrap up my 2018. We get to see all these other Spider people from different universes. Miles Morales stepping up as the new Spider-Man, which he was phenomenal as Spider-Man. We get to see Spider-Gwen. Peter Parker as Spider-Man from another universe. Spider-Ham and Penny Parker. She's a Spider-Man from another dimension. And so many others. Kingpin is the only thing I had a problem with this movie, because he didn't really seem like a really interesting Spider-Man that... what am I saying? Sorry, guys. He didn't really seem like an interesting villain that I really could sink my teeth into. He just seemed like he was really bland. But as for the rest of this movie, it was just epic. I love seeing all these spider people come together to face this one villain and go back and try to get back to their own dimensions, because they couldn't have the same spider people in the same universe, because they'll die if they stay in the same universe. Also, what else I can tell you is that it's a good way to wrap up your 2018. Go see it. I also have a movie review on that I think you should check out. You should definitely go see it. It is worth your money. And at number 2, my number 2 movie is Avengers Infinity War. This movie was worth the 10-year build-up. We get to see all of our favorite Marvel characters team up to fight Thanos. And I loved how like Tony Stark and Peter Quill actually like hit it off. They have like their funny comedic humor. We get to see Thor have more screen time in the movie, of course, because he found a new weapon to stop Thanos, Stormbreaker, as most of you know. We get to see Captain America go to Wakanda again, and along with the rest of the cast, we see the epic battle in Wakanda, of course, which was awesome. I loved how like Thanos explained his motives on why he was trying to get all the Infinity Stones too. That was really interesting to see. It proved that he was a great villain. Josh Brolin was really kick ass as Thanos. I could not describe how epic this was, and the ending was just tear jerking. I was crying my eyes out along with most of the people in the theater. I know the ending was kind of rough for everyone. It was for me too. But all in all, this movie was epic. I loved it. I'm so glad that I was able to see this movie and check it out. It was definitely worth the 10-year build-up. It really, really was. And my number one movie, you guessed it, drum roll, is Aquaman. I could not describe this movie. This was epic. This was one of the best superhero movies of this year, aside from Avengers and Into the Spider-Verse. Jason Momoa is just perfect as Aquaman. Amber Heard as Mira, she is no damsel in distress. She knows how to kick ass, and doesn't let anyone tell her what to do. The graphics and everything were perfect. The storyline was on point. I could not wait. I could not wait to see this movie because, well, I just loved it. After all the previews I seen, I could not wait to see it. Jason Momoa, if you're watching this, I really hope you make a sequel to Aquaman because it needs one. You are really bringing back the DCEU. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what you do with Aquaman 2 if we get one. Yeah, so anyway, Nicole Kidman, who was playing Arthur Curry's mom, she was perfect. She had a really good role in this movie. And as for the rest of the cast, they were phenomenal too. The person who played Black Manta, he really brought his A game. Even though he didn't have that much screen time, it was still the best movie around this year. You guys are going to have to check this movie out to wrap up your 2018. I can tell you that much. It is definitely worth your money to go see. Literally. And that's it for my top 10 movies of 2018. Don't forget to like and be sure to comment below on what your top 10 movies of 2018 are for this year. Because I want to start a little conversation with everybody. I want to know I want to hear what your top 10 movies are. And subscribe and share with everyone you know. And press that little notification bell at the bottom of my video to get notified when my next movie review is going to be. And be sure to check out my Stardust. Check me out on the Stardust app. I'm sorry, guys. Check me out on the Stardust app at Amari106 for my latest movie reaction and trailer reaction. Take care and God bless. And see you guys in 2019. Peace.